So I really recommend you take it like a set of stairs. You don't slide down the banister, you take a step down. You go, okay, I'm going to add cooked versions of some of the vegetables I've already eaten raw. Those should be fine. Doctor, do you have a question about step down? Is there anything people often struggle with that I can prepare for? I think I might be close and I don't want to mess it up. Thank you. So first of all, if you might be close, that means that you're feeling good. So congratulations, Sabrina. So basically, for those of you who haven't heard of it, step down is what I call the process of adding back foods after you've been on the strictest protocol. So if you've been doing the Goodbye Autoimmune Disease protocol and you're eating a really, really strict diet of raw foods, hypernourishment, all the water intake, everything, step down would be, okay, I've already achieved my results. I feel great. What can I add back to my diet so I can have a more diverse, easier diet that's not so strict that I can then continue to feel good on? So the short version of that would be a high raw, unprocessed plant-based diet, right? The best way to do it without messing up, all right? Number one is do one thing at a time. So sometimes I see people rush into it where they'll say, okay, I'm symptom-free. I'm going to have like burrito night or something. And then if they get symptoms, they don't know, did I react to the tortilla? Did I react to, the cooked vegetables? Did I react to, the cashew cheese? You don't know. It's too much. So I really recommend you take it like a set of stairs. You don't slide down the banister. You take a step down. You go, okay, I'm going to add cooked versions of some of the vegetables I've already eaten raw. Those should be fine. I'm going to maybe a lot of people decide that because the energy is best on the raw diet, they'll stay raw, but maybe they'll add in nuts and seeds or more fruit or things like that. So whatever it is that you decide to do one thing at a time. Give it a few days per step to make sure there's no reactions and you continue to feel good. And that way, if you do have a reaction, you can just go back one step rather than start over. The other thing is not to add back inflammatory foods. That's recreational eating, I call it, basically eating to get high. So the things that make you sick, hopefully you've made a commitment that you don't want to ever eat yourself sick again. If you had to eat raw Goodbye Autoimmune Disease protocol in order to get your health back, don't go back to the thing that gets you sick. That's like being in an abusive relationship, getting all of the psychotherapy to love yourself more, and then going back to the abusive relationship, hoping that he's better this time. Don't do it. Don't go back to an abusive relationship, and don't go back to eating things that you were addicted to that made you sick. So one of the best things that you can do is say, all right, I'm going to add back unprocessed, cooked foods or maybe nuts and seeds, things like that, one thing at a time, and make sure I'm okay. Now, yes, after you've been healthy 6 months or more, most people can tolerate the occasional inflammatory item, not like inflammatory day, but inflammatory item here and there, not get any symptoms. But don't rush into that. Don't make that a goal. Make your goal to maintain and keep these results forever. And if you've been feeling great for a long time, 6 months or more, yes, adding in the occasional thing that has sugar or oil or something is usually well tolerated. That being said, for those of you who have struggled with food addiction your whole life, don't ever add them back. You have to be in recovery. Just like if the addiction was alcohol or cigarettes or drugs, you don't ever start planning for the day when you're going to have it sometimes. You just decide that you're in recovery and you don't do that anymore. So in that way, that can change as well.